All right. Let's see how something is really messed up.
Are you Facebook Live yet?
Yeah, let's see. Something's really screwed up with the camera. I don't know what the deal is. It's a setting somewhere.
Jason, here we go.
Okay.
All right, hot mics in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Today is Build Your Team Tuesday. We've got 3 special guests that are going to help you build your real estate business. Before we get started here today, just want to let you know we've got an event coming up here in Dallas on Thursday. And then we've got a special event I'm going to announce that's coming up not this Friday, but the following Friday. But our first guest today is from JB Fund Services. Robert, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Jason, how are you guys?
Not bad. So how's it in California?
It was a little hot this week, so we had to deal with some weather. But other than that, it was pretty dry.
Okay, which is good. So maybe you can give folks just a quick overview of what you guys do over there at JB.
Sure. So at JB Fund Services, what we do is we help investors put together crowd funds. It's an alternative way to do financing for their projects, whether it's real estate investors or other types of investors or startup companies. We help folks get their systems in place, deal with all the regulations and rules, and help them fundraise, dollars to get their business or their projects off the ground. In Houston, we have our existing fund, which is a distressed asset real estate fund, which provides a gap funding for house flippers, which is if you're beginning or if you've kind of done a few of these, you know that gap funding is some of the hardest stuff to find once you are, sort of coming out of the gates and getting your business going. So we provide a very needed service for house flippers right there in the Houston. Hundreds and hundreds of flips under our belt. And we provide a project manager for the region who goes in and checks on the projects once a week, make sure everything's moving along. If there's something that's slowing things down, hey, we can't find a good drywall person, or our tile guy took off, and okay, well, we have resources. Let's go ahead and find someone to replace that subcontractor to get it all moving. And so, yeah, we do provide not only a second set of eyes, but some other resources beyond just the capital.
Yeah, one of the things I'm fond of saying, especially with borrowers, is that some of your best resources are obviously going to be your JV partners and your lenders. Because if something goes wrong, most lenders are, at least hard money lenders, are experienced in this market. So they're the best people to get in touch with to say, hey, something's gone wrong on my deal. Like you said, my tile guy disappeared, my plumber disappeared, and I don't have a good guy. Who can I call? Or this other unexpected issue came up. How do I manage this? Instead of them being kind of all out on their own trying to figure this out.
Yeah, and again, we also have folks at the office who help with the administrative stuff. Like we've had, flooding at one of our properties that we're working with an investor on in the area, and we're handling all the insurance stuff. We're on the phone every single day, making sure the claims are getting processed, make sure the adjuster's out there. We have a really vested interest in making sure that project is successful. So we also provide back office support as well.
Yeah, so this is probably a good time if you want to chat about it. But how has Hurricane Harvey impacted that project, and what kind of services? Like you said, you were on the phone with the insurance adjusters and all that stuff. But maybe you can talk about some of the unique challenges in managing that particular project and how you guys have assisted those investors.
Right. So, we're not in, our back office is not in Houston. So we were able to sort of emotionally remove ourselves from everything that was happening. And, within 48 hours of the storm hitting, we were already making moves to provide assistance on that project. We had done the research. We were talking to folks like you and other folks, hey, let's make sure this moves along very, very quickly and make sure we get it out there. And I think we were probably one of the first houses on the block to have an adjuster come out, walk the property. They were out there the same day the cleanup crew was out there, so it was perfect timing. And we provided all that, and we keep doing more and more research and saying, hey, there were some roof issues, but the wind damage is not covered by the flood insurance. It's covered by the home insurance, so we had to get the home insurance adjuster out there to go through all that. And then more importantly, we make sure that we have some extra funds allocated so it's not slowing down, as well as liaisoning back to the hard money lender and giving them updates of everything that's going on, right? Because in this chaos, that hard money lender really just wants to be communicated with, right? So if people are freaking out and clamping up, that's the wrong thing to do. So we were able to really communicate with the hard money lender and say, hey, this is letting you know what's going on. This is what's happening. We're going to ask for a draw. It may not be a full draw that we thought. We're just going to get some more money into the project to keep it moving. And we worked it out. And we also came up with a little different exit strategy as well, because we think the market's going to be impacted on the after repair value. So we have a project that it's 5 bedrooms. It's a very nice big house. And we're going to move that into an Airbnb. So we think there's a short-term 18-month, 24-month window where we may be affected with the actual retail price, so that we can put it into a little buy and hold scenario and try and regain some of the capital and anything we might have lost over 24 months. So we again, as being experienced and pretty knowledgeable in the real estate world, we look for another option on the way out versus just crossing our fingers that the market's going to recover very, very fast, and say, hey, we have enough bedrooms there that this might be a good Airbnb project. And so we're going back to the investor, going back to the team, saying, hey, let's look at this solution so that we can all still make money and we're not affected by the expected drop in the market price.
Yeah, and that's and I think that's something we can totally expect in this market from homes that have been that have experienced flooding. If I remember when you and I were chatting last week, is this the property that's sitting there right on the bayou?
Yeah, with the CNN camera right out front, and the boat and everything.
2 minutes.
sent Colby a picture of that corner right there, and I said, I'm not sure how this house is going to turn out, buddy. I see a tractor and a jet ski in the intersection, so I think it took a little water. But like you said, just a little. But like you said, a lot of people freak out and they freeze up, and they don't start moving the project forward. They just kind of go into, we call it vapor lock. You know, when you lock up an engine, it's like they go into vapor lock, and it's like, no, now's the time to go all in, right? Let's get the crews in there. Let's call the insurance company. Let's get the demo started. Let's get the insurance process started so we can get a check and get this thing either back on the market or into an alternative strategy until the storm is somewhat of a distant memory on the retail market.
1 minute.
Exactly.
So, Robert, what is the best way for folks to get in touch with you guys over at JB?
Sure. So I'm sure there's a lot of house flippers and investors that are interested in how our systems work. The easiest place to find us is on the web at partners.jb, like jelly bean, fundservices.com. That's partners.jbfundservices.com. And you can go right there, and the first thing any new investor wants to look at is the frequently asked questions. Anytime any investor ever has a question that we haven't answered before, we throw it up on the FAQ so that there's a log of just sort of what's going through investors' minds. It's a perfect place to start looking and feeling out if this is going to be a good partnership.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Robert. Again, JB Fund Services. This is Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate, and I'll be back right after the break.
Mike's off.
Thanks.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
All right. I don't know what's up with my camera today.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset.
Send it to
what you need and when you need it.
yeah, send it to Veronica.
Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Your expansive soils in the Houston area,
I'm looking
probably not
for
a question of if you have movement,
200,
but when.
less than
Call
$200,000
Foundation
bucks.
Check for a
You know,
truly independent,
just good rental
unbiased
properties.
foundation
That's all we're gonna do.
evaluation.
We're just gonna buy
Foundation
ourselves
Check
with
has
your
been in
hands
business
on.
since 2009 and has completed over 1,400
So I have the list
evaluations.
of every
We're not in the
Surf
business
Pro
of repairing foundations
incoming call
or selling you unnecessary peer work. But we
during
are in
those
the business
5
of
days,
evaluating
5
your
6 days,
foundation.
basically every
Our
flood
product
house.
is designed for
I-
house flippers,
Now I've maxed out on the
landlords,
construction.
or
I'm
even
done.
owner-occupied
We're not
properties.
even taking any more work.
Each of our
Oh, I
files
bet.
is reviewed
But
by a licensed
this-
engineer.
I was like, man,
Remember to
there's
check
got to be another use for that,
for
for that
every
list, especially.
Call
Send 'em over.
Yeah, you send 'em over.
702
We'll start
38
calling.
Yeah.
25. That's
We got that.
346
You know, when I pulled that map up,
702 38
we're gonna start.
Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's FoundationCheck.com.
We're just going to straight up start
Did you
door
know that
knocking
there
these
are over
neighborhoods.
$24 trillion in
So this goes all the way
retirement
down to the
accounts in
neighborhood
US.
level?
Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals.
Unbelievable.
Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally
That's
here in Houston,
unbelievable.
Texas. At Quest
How did
IRA,
Memorial
we
do?
offer retirement accounts. that can be
We've
used
got a
to
flipping
invest
memorial that
in
took
real
water.
estate,
It was one of
promissory
4 that
notes,
took water.
private entities, and much
So,
more.
you know, we
Many
just
of
bought
our
that house.
clients
Briar Forest.
loan money from their
Yeah,
IRAs
that's
to
all
fund
that-
real estate
all that
deals
right
all
here.
over the country. We don't
And
sell
so I
any
kept telling my
investments
wife,
or
I'm
give
like,
advice.
you know, I like
However, we do
Sugarland and
hold
all,
free
but I like
networking
Memorial a
events,
lot better.
Yeah,
free
yeah.
educational
Plus, my
classes,
office is right
and
here,
free
right?
You guys moved to
consultations with an
Sugarland, right?
IRA
Yeah,
specialist.
yeah.
For
So
more
we have a house that's
information,
right
visit
here
our
just off of
website
Picarillo
at
on a street called Carroll Crest.
questira.com or call
Took
us
like
at
18 inches of water.
Me and Mark were talking the other day, talking the other day, we were looking at all the listings.
Oh, yeah.
All this starting on the market.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Call Quest IRA
It's nuts. And of course, you
at
drive. I mean, you guys know you drive up and down that
1-855-FUN
neighborhood, and it's just
IRAs,
everybody's got
or go to
everything
our
out in the front
website,
yard.
Everything's stacked, yeah.
questira.com.
One of our
Best
employees was down in
business
Westbury, and
Eagle
we got her all
Call Jason
sorted
at
out, but it's the same. It's a mess.
785-1817
fellas.
and look
Okay.
for us on Facebook
And
Live
3,
at facebook.com/RightPathReal
1.
Estate.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate's Build Your Team Tuesday, and we've got a great guest in studio, Javar Benchmark Insurance. You've probably been a pretty busy guy.
Absolutely.
You look well rested for an insurance guy. I'll tell you that. I was like, is he? I hope he shows up today.
Yeah,
I was so
yeah.
worried you weren't going to make it. So I'll just let you have the floor. You want to start telling stories, or
So
what?
yeah, we've been inundated with claims. I think we've pretty much hit around the 600 mark in claims.
So 600. So 600 properties, right? So far.
600 claims.
Claims,
So
okay.
so it was 600 claims, but our portfolio has obviously is created to have multiple properties.
Right. Right.
So that could mean 10 claims in a portfolio, or even just one.
Okay.
So who knows how many properties? And then you have the other 200 or so phone calls of people who know they're not covered, that want to know what type of assistance they can get with insurance.
So you guys probably been writing new policies like a banshee, huh?
Yeah. We got to the point to where we've sent you the link to actually write your own flood insurance.
What's your email? But what about this? Here, I'm just going to send this to you. Fill it out. Put your credit card
Right,
in. Right.
right,
Just
exactly,
get to it.
exactly.
So, what's the worst you've seen out of all the stuff you guys have gone out and looked at in the last couple weeks here?
One of my houses.
Oh, that's perfect.
One of my houses.
Perfect.
I took about 8 feet of water in a house in Ponderosa Forest.
Oh, you had one up there, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it made me sick as I'm watching the news and the boat just driving right past it. So it was an eye-opening moment.
That's what we had Robert on earlier from JB Fund Services, and we were. I was with his partner up at a weekend event we did up in Dallas, and I'm sitting there in the hotel room watching. We call it storm porn
Right.
because it's all just the constant, like everybody's dying and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there watching this, and I'm like, that's a big John Deere tractor in the middle of that intersection because you couldn't get, even a jacked up 4-wheel drive truck couldn't. And then there's a jet ski next to it, and then I look and I go, I think they got a house behind that Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So I took a picture of it, sent it to them. They were like, "Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start the claims process on that one." So 8 feet of water. Is that what you
8
said?
feet of water.
8 feet of
Yeah,
water.
well, we were having to tear out subfloors. That's how high it got.
Whoa!
So-
Oh yeah, because
so-
it hit the second floor.
Hit
huh?
second floor.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
rehab. What do you think rehab's going to
Rehab easily in the 75, 80,000
Okay.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Ponderosa Forest floods before, right?
It floods before. Yeah, this is obviously a historical storm. We've
Mm-hmm.
never seen anything like it. We had areas, in Siena, for instance, and that are not in the flood zone.
Oh, yeah.
That took a hit. These are houses that were built in 2011,
Yeah.
2012, brand
Yep.
new neighborhoods, and we're talking about the entire neighborhood completely
Yeah.
underwater.
Well, you got that, and you got Cinco Ranch, and we're down in Sugarland. Of course, I got a bunch of buddies down in Siena,
Riverstone,
and so
yeah.
and Riverstone and all that, and so everyone's watching the lids. Now, those of you outside of Houston probably don't know what a lid is. So, lid's a levee improvement district. So, there's two ways to protect a neighborhood from water. One is to build it up, and the other one's to build levees around it. So, a lot of the stuff in Sugarland, Missouri City, in order to get them out of that 100-year floodplain, they build lids, they build these levees all around. So if you're driving in Houston and all of a sudden there's a little hill, 7, 8, 9, 10-foot hill, and you're like, well, this is kind of weird. It's a levee.
It's a levee.
So they got levees and pumps, and they had some that failed down at Siena.
The pump failures, right?
Yeah,
That's
pump started failing. They had 2 or 3, I think, that failed, and water started coming over, and and so they ended up losing some houses. And Cinco Ranch was, I think, Addicts or Barker, if I'm not mistaken, that caused them problems. But these are not. Some folks inside Houston, we look at Westbury, and we could probably talk about Westbury here in a little bit because that's a whole different deal. But you had houses that were built in the last 5-10 years that flooded that should have never, ever flooded, right?
Right.
So what do you think? And this might be a lot of speculation on your part, but what do you think FEMA is going to end up doing?
FEMA is going to, I believe this lesson is going to, with FEMA is basically that they should start getting out of the flood insurance business, to be honest with you. They've taken well over $35 billion in losses. They don't rate policies correctly. Flood insurance is expensive in certain areas that it shouldn't be, and then vice versa. You can get a $250,000 flood policy on the coast of Galveston in the middle of a surge for a little under $2,000. However, in Bel Air, it costs you, the same price, which floods once every year. So just like everything else, the private market is going to really start ramping up here and taking over where the deficiencies are within FEMA. And it's a lot harder to deal with FEMA. They don't pay for trash pickup, for instance. They don't pay for, replacement of cabinets. And they make it impossible there's no recourse in the event that there's
it's a federal government.
It's a federal government.
Nobody's
going to sue you.
It's kind of like the IRS. When you call up to the IRS and get poor customer service, you can't go, well, I'm taking my business somewhere else. You don't have a choice.
We're the only shop in town.
That's right. We're the only tax taker in town, right? So FEMA, let's talk about Westbury. Really random. This is a real random story. We had one of our employees lives down in Westbury, and we, helping them out right after the storm. Last night, my wife is out, goes to the playground with kids, and just starts chatting with somebody there. And she said, hey, I just got my kid enrolled in school down here. And she said, really? I mean, school started 2 or 3 weeks ago. What happened? She goes, my house in Westbury flooded again. We just moved down here to Sugar Land. I don't know if they bought a house or they're in a rental, but she said one of the scary things and why they moved out is, she said in her section, 80 to 90% of the houses are vacant. And she's like, I don't know if these people are going to build and move back in. Some of these folks have been flooded 2 or 3 times from the tax day floods and all that other stuff. So, what is this one of those places where FEMA goes in through the county and buys these houses out?
If there's an example of that, that would
be the
area.
one, right?
That'd be the area. It's a growing area. Obviously, the real estate is gold out there, but they can't keep a house.
Yep.
The only ones that. I actually have a cousin who lives on Braes Heather, which is 1 block from the bayou. Yeah, and he built his house up as high as you can build a house up, and still took majority of damage in his garage. Yeah, his car's underwater.
Yep,
it didn't get necessary. It got a little bit into his living room, but he still has to deal with it with a $1.5 million house.
Yeah, we had some guys call the show one day, and they said, look, we just built up new as high as you can go. Like they wanted to go higher, but they wouldn't let them go any higher. Right. So they went up as high as they could, and they said, look, my wife and I have replaced $250,000 in cars in the last 24 months. I mean, it's like between their cars, kids' cars, and he's like, I mean.
What's the point?
What's the point? I mean, it's getting old, guys. Yeah, it's getting old, and they won't let you build the garage up, right?
They won't let you build the garage up.
So it's like now we're to the point where it's and with this past storm, you even have guys like the example you gave where they're getting water in their house, and they built up as high as they could. Said he wouldn't let them build up any higher. It's like so it's 6 of one, half a dozen another. We're kind of getting tired of this, guys.
Yeah. So if there's any land that I think FEMA's going to want to buy, it's that land. I mean, they've lost out every single time. And a lot of the houses are not new construction, so it's probably a time to do that.
Yeah, and then of course the interesting thing is all right. So what do you do with that land? If they go and buy those houses, are they immediately going to go in and demo those houses? Because we know that vacant houses attract all kinds of crazy stuff.
Correct.
So how quickly are they going to be able to demo those and turn them into a park or whatever it is that they're going to end up doing to them? So I think there's a lot of people, and I read this on Facebook, and you're probably fielding these phone calls. Some of these people think they got flooded once, and FEMA's going to come in and buy out the neighborhood. And I'm like, that's not how it works, guys. That's, the poor folks in Westbury, maybe even, I don't know, Ponderosa Forest. I know that's flooded a couple times. Do you see them going in and doing something like that there?
I don't know. I mean, I think where the amount of the payouts exceed the value of the property and house, they're basically saying, hey, this is just a losing battle.
Yeah.
I'm paying out $350,000 every single year. It's, it becomes a bad investment at some point.
I know they had come into San Antonio, and they had bought up certain sections of San Antonio because a little bit different than us. They get rain in the hill country, and all of a sudden it floods, and it's not the gentle rising water, 1, 2, 3, 4 feet, house is ruined, people can get on a little boat and truck out of there. This is where it's blowing houses down. People are getting swept away. I mean, it's the real nasty.
Mudslides,
yeah, you're getting all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know the Bexar County went in with FEMA, and they just went in and bought entire sections, bulldoze everything, turn it into a wetland again, because it really wasn't anything else you could do with it, right?
It shouldn't have been
built
developed on it.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been built in the first place.
Right.
So, the state of insurance, I'm sure you guys are quoting new policies. Have there already been changes to premiums, or has that happened yet?
Absolutely. So on your standard policies, you're not going to have a drastic change in premium as of right now. They're going to wait for the next month or quarter before they can get a change approved with the state of Texas.
Okay.
But on your commercial insurance policies, absolutely. The change is effective immediately. Immediately. And the moratorium just lifted, so we're back in business. Irma passed, and there's not a storm in the Gulf as we know it as of right now. So we're writing business right now.
Okay, so if they want to get in touch with you guys to write some new policies, best way to get in contact with you guys?
You give us a call at 281-569-4353 or visit our website at www.insureinvestors.com.
So you got a lot of property. We got a bunch of property. Stuff that hasn't flooded during this storm, would you get insurance on it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, if this taught us a lesson about anything, is that the whole city of Houston is a flood zone. And
I told somebody that. They were like, I said the whole city's a flood zone. Look, it's flat. It's clay soil. It's just it's going to flood.
And the people with forethought. I mean, not even myself. I'm not the person who buys flood insurance on houses that are not in a flood zone. But even the people who really thought long and hard about it and who bought insurance, they're safe. It's especially on their personal homes.
Yeah.
And it barely covers their loss, but
it covers
it helps.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. So give out y'all's contact information one more time if folks are looking to write new policies.
You can call us at Insure Investors, www.insureinvestors.com, or you can reach us at our office, 281-569-4353.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
You got it. Thank you.
It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high-equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com now. That's getmlscomps.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property.
Good to see you. Trying to work too hard,
how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started NextGen Appraisal. NextGen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage.
Hey, Jason.
Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing
Yeah,
to
we got 90
investors and
seconds.
Can you
covers
pull up
purchase,
Foundation
repairs,
Check's old
and
show?
closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial
Noble
properties.
Mortgage.
Call and
No,
ask about
Foundation
our 5-point
Check.
guarantee, which includes
That's what I
free
meant.
pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip rehab or
Okay, I
a
got
rental
it.
rehab.
Oh, great,
we
thank
manage
you.
every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call
Okay,
today.
it's the
at
one from April, or no, I'm sorry, not April, August 22nd.
Again,
That's fine. Just go ahead and play that, and I'll come back in for the last segment.
All right,
or
cool,
reach
sounds
us on the
good.
web
Bye.
at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. It's one of my favorite shows of the week. It's Build Your Team Tuesday. And I've got Brandon here with Foundation Check. How are you doing? So one of the big things, let's talk about what Foundation Check does, and then I want to go back to what we were talking about, August, rainfall, and all that other stuff. So what is it that that you guys do for real estate investors and homeowners in Foundation Check?
Sure, absolutely. So Foundation Check, we're in the business of inspection and evaluating foundations.
Okay.
We've been in business since 2009, completed over 1,500 evaluations here in the Houston market.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we come in, traditionally we come in on the front side of the transaction, right when you purchased it or even in the option period. Basically, our goal is to kind of be your eyes and ears when it comes to foundation repair. We're truly independent, unbiased. I don't do any of the foundation work itself. So I don't have a vested interest to.
And you don't own a foundation company, right?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. So our number one goal is to come in there, perform the evaluation, perform the analysis, and then work with that customer all the way through getting those piers installed correctly.
But Brandon, what if I hire an inspector? An inspector can do that stuff, right?
Well, traditionally, the normal inspector is going to punt it to somebody, to a third party. That could be a license. That could be a repair company, which traditionally some of them are licensed, some of them aren't, or a company like me, or a licensed, structural engineer. But most of the structural engineers don't go out in the field. I mean, they prefer to sit in the office, crank out the calculations, and getting out in the field. And our analysis takes an hour and a half, 2 hours traditionally out in the field. And in the middle of August, it gets hot. So.
Yeah. And if you're doing investor deals, I'm sure the air conditioner works really well.
Yeah, if the air conditioner's there.
Yeah, that's right, if the air conditioner's there. So most inspectors, when they do a home inspection, let's say they observe some cracks, doors that are sticking, windows that may not open and close right, they may put something on the report that says, like, get a foundation company out here to take a look at this. Have somebody who knows what they're doing come out. So even if you're a homeowner and you hire an inspector, they're not going to give you an engineering report regarding the foundation.
Yeah, that's correct. And most of them, some of them do have the right equipment, but most of them don't have the right equipment when it comes to measuring a slab. You know, with us, we draw everything up to scale. We take the raw elevation readings, and then the thing that separates us is that we take it back into the office and we run the data calculations. We're able to see if that slab is deflecting and tilting, and that is all we do. And unlike an inspector that's going through, you know, a 200-point check, you know, so. The cost of our report with the Right Path discount is $650. That's for 3,000 square feet and under. You'll get a written report with recommendations. You also get an AutoCAD drawing to scale. And then all of our files are reviewed by a licensed engineer, and this is great for house flippers and landlords. You're able to take our engineering letter and our AutoCAD drawing and give it to the end buyer. And for FHA, first-time home buyers, man, they absolutely love it.
We love using you guys because we do, like, okay, here's the peer map, and here's the warranty from the foundation company. Oh, by the way, here's a third-party engineer who signed off on this. It says this is what we were supposed to do.
That is correct, and a lot of people don't know that that is state law. And in most foundation companies, there is no such thing as foundation police.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's not a foundation jail out there. They're
No.
putting guys in jail for doing foundations.
That's correct. I mean, literally, you and I could go start a foundation company tomorrow, and we may not know what we're doing. You know, but it's truly unlicensed, and that's where we're able to come in, hopefully, with our experience, with our data, with our engineering background, to hopefully give the best peer placement available for the investor. We do homeowners, we do landlords, so all those wraps.
So I'll tell you, since the last time you were on the show, moved into a new house, had no grass in the backyard because it was a disaster. Anyway, so we've put grass back there. We're starting to see water move away from the house, no pooling, that sort of thing. And I know that water is a big issue when it comes to foundations. And when you walked in the show this morning, you said, man, we're up like plus 9 inches, and if foundation is moving, it's going to move this time of year. So why don't you explain a little bit of the soil science behind some of the foundation movement we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, in general, the rainfall, rainfall causes foundations move usually when moisture starts to move one way or the other, whether that's too much underneath the slab or not enough. In our dry years, when we have our droughts, it moves away from the foundation. And when water moves or goes away, that's when you're going to have movement. And we're up in some areas. Now, Houston, geographically, remember, is a big area.
It's 10,000 square miles.
Size of
big.
what, Connecticut or something?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that drawing?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But anyway, so in some areas we're upwards of 9 inches. I think we're at 39 inches. Our annual rainfall roughly is right around 49, 50 inches for the year. So it kind of depends on where you're at. If you're up north, you're going to get a little more. If you're in Texas City, League City, you're going to get a little more. Us West Boys and Katy and Sugar Land, we're a little drier. So, but yeah, so my comment to you is that if your foundation is going to have some movement, it's probably going to be, with this amount of moisture in it, it's probably going to be starting to show up real soon.
Okay. And typical signs of foundation movement: doors aren't closing right, windows that don't close right. Let me back up. Real estate investors that go look at houses, it's real easy to pick up on the foundation movement, right? Because the brick is cracked and windows are broken and doors are, literally will not fit. But for the homeowner, what are the early signs of foundation movement or possible warning signs that you may have foundation issues in the future?
Yeah, I still think even the homeowner is still going to recognize a little bit. You'll see a lot of the sheetrock starting to crack at the corners. Something that goes from a small inch or 2 inch and then grows to the ceiling type deal. That's what you'll see. We get a lot of calls from homeowners that start to see the hairline, cracks in the brick, not through the brick, but where the mortar is starting to bend, or maybe the expansion joint and the house is starting to separate a little. Those are kind of all the telltale signs of, hey, we may have some movement starting to go on. So.
Okay. And so, when you guys are out there looking at a foundation, let's say you're living in the house, do you recommend immediately going in and fixing it, or is there amount of movement that's okay? What's kind of the parameters in which I got to say, okay, now I got to get the foundation fixed?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it depends on the controls. We've had landlords that their home does not pass our tolerance levels, but they say, hey, foundation check, and Brendan, can you give me some long-term incentives to maybe get this thing right in the future. And then that requirement they don't want an immediate pier install because they have a tenant in it. They're cash flowing on the property, and then we put a program together for them and say, hey, look, this is something. Let's try to do this, and this, whether it's drainage, erosion control, whether it's some tree trimming. It's we don't recommend a lot of tree removal, but it is certain situations. The opposite end is where you have an investor that's a time crunch. He's got to get that slab level fast. He's got to get in and out because it's cost him money, and that guy's a little bit different than maybe a landlord that's got somebody in it. So a lot of it depends on what the client situation is, and that's where we ask you on the front end, what's your goal? Do you and there is no such thing as level.
Right.
I mean, even a new slab that is a brand new pour that has moisture on it, even that slab as a whole from a builder, and builders will tell you this, it's physically starting to settle, and it's going to have some movement. Now, not a lot, not like a house that's 30, 40 years old probably, but some movement is okay. Traditionally, our post-tension slabs are designed to move up to 3/4 of an inch a year.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? That's almost an inch a year, just moving around that concrete slab.
and maybe that's the way they're designed. I mean, they're designed to float literally on our clay soils. That post-tension is designed to do that. So, I mean, that's why we don't have a lot of conventional slabs anymore, which is the old school rebar, real rigid. There are a few still out there, but most people are putting in the PT slabs for production builders. So.
I've always been a big fan of pier and beam. You just get in there with that 2-ton jack it up and put some shims in there and you're done, right? No problem. You want to move a bathroom? That's pretty easy, So, but okay. So, what other issues do you guys see? Water movement, trees, and what are you guys seeing that's going on now? I know we talked about dogs last time digging up the foundation, then eventually water getting into it. But is it really just
I mean, the majority of the times that we go out there, water management is number one.
Okay.
Trees is number two, probably. And then erosion control one way or the other, pending how the water moves around the foundation. And erosion / pooling, which is where we talked about rainfall earlier, where we're above 9 inches in some parts. If that water is sitting against that foundation, then, I mean, it could be it could be causing havoc on it. So.
Let's talk about the erosion issue a little bit. So let's say we're missing, let's say, grass on one side of the house, and it's at such a slope that the dirt is actually eroding away. That can actually cause foundation issues as well.
Yeah, it can. But once again, erosion a lot of times on erosion is if that soil is bare, then where's the water going? More importantly. Yeah. Because if the water is going away from the foundation, let's say it's 5 feet and flowing away, you're probably okay. But what happens with a lot of erosion is that it starts to pool in a different area next to the slab, and that's where a lot of erosion can start to really affect the foundation long term.
So if you get a little bit of pooling, I mean, what do you guys really consider pooling? Any amount of water, or what?
Yeah, I mean, if it sits by the slab, and if you go to work and it's there when you get back, then you probably need to look at some sort of whether it's a French drain install, whether it's getting soil correct, grass, turf. People don't understand grass is good for foundations because it literally allows us to track where the water is going. It keeps the dirt where it's supposed to be. Grass is good in what we do as far as foundation repair and evaluation.
We had on our pool, we had some erosion coming down the side of the pool. Went in with fill dirt and immediately put grass on top of it just for that reason, to hold all that stuff in. Plus, it's great for water, right? Grass just soaks it right up, and
absolutely.
Then you got to mow it twice a week here in Houston. So, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Sure, absolutely. Telephone number here is 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825, or find us online at foundationcheck.com.
Brandon, thanks so much for coming by, and it's always educational, learning about foundations. So this is Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate, and we will be back here in a few minutes.
You found or
All right.
a great investment.
All right, 4
property.
minutes.
Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts, Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas, 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Rehab loans, conventional loans, FHA, and no-income documentation loans can seem scary unless you have the right mortgage company to guide you through the process. Since 2003, Noble Mortgage has been helping investors just like you. Whether rehabbing houses, buying your first home, rental, or commercial property, Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing. Call Noble Mortgage at 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com.
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps on your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high-equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com now. That's getmlscomps.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Got a couple of big announcements. First one is we're still looking for 3 to 5 just absolute leaders that are looking to help Tom and I with our fourth company. We're taking applications or emails of interest to support at Right Path Real Estate. So just send those over to us, and we'll take a look at those. We've got a special event coming up Friday. It's a luncheon. If you're interested in going to that, what we're doing is we're building a company that is it's financial education and tools. And there's an insurance component to it as well. It's a great business that'll augment our real estate investing business. And like I said, this is a new venture for Tom and I. Fantastic business opportunity. So if you're interested in that, shoot an email to support@RightPath Real Estate. This will be our fourth company that we're going to see build and flourish. We're really excited about it. We've been in it for a little over just out at 8 months now. So really like it. We're going to build a large organization, and I'll tell you what, it dovetails nicely into real estate. So shoot an email to support@RightPath Real Estate. I'll be in Dallas talking about how to raise money for your real estate deals on Thursday night. If you'd like to go to that, go to rightpathrealestate.com, sign up there. I want to thank you guys for listening to the show. Build Your Team Tuesday. All these folks are 10s at what they do. I highly recommend you pick up the phone or shoot them an email and add them to your team. Tom and I will be back in studio tomorrow morning to talk more about Right Path Real Estate, weekend retreats, the impact on Harvey in this business, where to go from here, and we'll see you then. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
All right, Jay, have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Find Jason and Tom at Right Path Real Estate.